8 signs you don't trust in yourself. Figuring out how to believe yourself is the way to making a sound connection with yourself, as it encourages a more profound self-appreciation, love, self-empathy, and fearlessness inside us. However, for a great deal of us, self-trust doesn't generally come so without any problem. Numerous individuals frequently battle with issues of self-question that can lead them to subverting their own odds of satisfaction and achievement. Things being what they are, how would you know when you don't trust yourself? Here are 8 indications that can help you sort it out before it's past the point of no return. 1. You in every case rethink yourself. Do you struggle deciding, regardless of how little or insignificant? Do you regularly wind up faltering between decisions for extensive stretches of time, unfit to make up your own psyche? Being ambivalent and continually rethinking yourself shows that you are battling to confide in your own judgment. You've gotten incapacitated with uncertainty since you discover the chance of you wrecking very genuine and too liable to even think about occurring. You feel overpowered when you have an excess of opportunity since you come up short on the certainty to remain by your decisions, which carries us to our next point. 2. You overthink everything. When you finally do make up your psyche, you quickly begin contemplating whether you settled on the correct decision. What's more, as a rule, you begin seeing every one of the reasons why you should have gone with the other alternative, all things being equal. You are inclined to feeling heaps of uneasiness, blame, and lament over the things you do, and overthinking every one of your activities, since you need more confidence in yourself to progress admirably and succeed. You're persuaded to such an extent that you'll wreck or commit an error by one way or another that it makes you reluctant, tentative, and uncertain of your self-morals. Below, Undine, 2002. 3. You confide in others' assessments more than your own. Another unmistakable sign that you have issues with self-trust is in the event that you esteem others' conclusions more than your own. Govia, 1993. You are handily influenced by the assessments of others, and can't settle on a choice without requesting their info first. Say for instance, you need to purchase something you've had your eye on everlastingly, but since your companions disclose to you they don't care for it, you alter your perspective. You're effortlessly debilitate and inclined to satisfying individuals on the grounds that, in all actuality, you confide in every other person more than you confide in yourself. 4. You don't approve your own encounters. Is it true that you are neglectful or effectively befuddled? Do you regularly end up feeling like you've abandoned something or neglected to accomplish something significant? On the off chance that this seems like you, it may not be on the grounds that you're just about as oblivious as you might suspect. But since you don't believe yourself enough to approve your own encounters, at whatever point you contemplate internally, I'm certain that I left it here, or I swear I made sure to do that as of now, you before long begin to contemplate whether it's in reality obvious. You regularly end up contemplating whether things are the manner in which you recall them, since you have this unshakable inclination that you've accomplished something incorrectly or committed an error by one way or another. 5. You're hesitant to make some noise. Studies show that individuals who are timid and calm additionally will in general experience difficulty confiding in themselves, which is the thing that makes them so hesitant to make some noise. Lehrer, 1999. They don't prefer to be the focal point of consideration, and they're not open to conversing with a group or a gathering, even their own dear companions, since they're apprehensive about being judged or mocked. They don't prefer to impart their insights, musings, sentiments, and perspectives, particularly when it negates everyone around them, since they need conviction, emphaticness, and fearlessness. 6. You attempt to control everything. Has anybody at any point disclosed to you you're excessively bossy or controlling? Do you regularly end up assuming responsibility for things and preparing of time for pretty much everything? Another normal way an absence of self-trust can show in our practices is through a solid requirement for control. Herman, Lenadelli, and Arkin, 2002. At the point when you attempt to control everything around you and feel upset when things don't go the manner in which you expect, it's most probable since you don't believe yourself enough to deal with the curves life may toss your direction. 7. You battle to perceive your value. At the point when you have issues trusting and having faith in yourself, you sabotage your own prosperity and put down your own achievements. You battle to see every one of the extraordinary characteristics you have and commitments you have made in light of the fact that you neglect to perceive your own self-esteem. You feel humiliated when individuals praise you since you don't feel meriting their acclaim. So regardless of how much consolation and support individuals may give you, you actually continue to undercut yourself over and over. 8. You're excessively basic with yourself. At long last, yet maybe above all, when you're excessively brutal, requesting, and basic with yourself, that is unquestionably a warning that you need to chip away at your self-trust. Each time you commit an error, regardless of how little, you are consistently quick to call attention to it since you are your own most exceedingly awful pundit. You beat yourself up over your inadequacies and think that it's difficult to excuse yourself for the things you've fouled up. You harp on your previous slip-ups and regularly wind up wrestling with self-question since you don't believe yourself enough to be more understanding with your own blemishes and shortcomings. Anyway, do you identify with any of the things we've referenced here? Do you regularly battle to confide in yourself as well, now and again? Very much like with confidence and self-sympathy, it takes some effort to develop a sound self-appreciation trust inside ourselves. Furthermore, we make it harder when we put a great deal of superfluous and unreasonable requests on ourselves to be wonderful constantly. Self-trust is simply the capacity to put stock notwithstanding our slip-ups, pardon ourselves for our past disappointments, and still have trust that we are sufficiently able to beat the issues we may confront. Also, recognizing every one of the manners in which you show an absence of self-trust is the initial phase in revamping it.